Now then, back in the English Lake District. Not like a bit of ascent first thing in the morning to get the blood pumping. Goosed already. The Paramore jacket's already off. That was a mistake bringing that, I think. Way too hot. So anyway, what's the plan? Well, I've just come up from Dodd Wood, as you will probably see. And I'm heading up to Skiddaw via Ullock Pike, which should be over there, that way. I think it's Longside, Carl Side, and then the last big steep pull up to Skiddaw. I've got the big pack, so obviously I am camping. I won't be camping at Skiddaw, I don't think that's possible. So I'm going to be dropping down after I've hit that, down towards Little Man, or possibly even, I think it's Lonscale Fell or Pike, excuse the heavy breathing. I'm giving myself plenty of time today. Lots of breaks, lots of jelly babies. Yeah, nice and steady. Because this pack weighs a bloody ton as well. Views of Bassenthwaite already opened up. I'm glad I came this way. I did consider going up the tourist track because I've not done Skiddaw before. And obviously that's the most straightforward way, but it's meant to be fairly monotonous, so we'll give this a go. I don't think this is too technical. Little bit of a scramble up at Ullock Pike. There's a couple of ridges, but I don't think they're particularly exposed or anything. Anyway, we'll see, won't we? Little Binsey over there, all on its lonesome. Obviously we've got Bassenthwaite right over there. You can see as far as Scotland, that I think. These over here, Bath, Broomfell, Lord Seat, and right over there, I'm pretty sure that's Grisdale Pike. But yeah, what a day. It's definitely a day for taking your time and soaking it all in. So I've just got the first view of what presumably is Ullock Pike. Starting to feel a bit stronger now already, but I've got a long way to go. I kind of feel as though when I get onto Ullock Pike that I've broken the back of it, but I'm probably lying to myself there because I know there's a nasty ascent. Not nasty like dangerous or technical, but quite a steep little push at the end. But yeah, what a day, what a day. Oh, I'll be glad to see the back of winter if I'm being honest. It's got its pros, but there's not like sunshine and blue skies, is there? Okay, so I'm on something called the Edge here, which isn't particularly edgy at all. And you'll have just seen Ullock Pike. Just beyond that, looks like a steep bugger, but they always do from a distance, don't they? Won't be as bad once I get on it. Yeah, I'm doing quite well, hardly stopped at all, so I think 20 to 12. I'll do Ullock Pike, probably push on to Carlside and have a spot of lunch. When I say spot of lunch, I just mean jelly babies and assorted shite. But yeah, making good progress. There's a couple of paths up that kind of converge. If you're not sure, I'd stick to the right because the left looks like a bit of a nasty drop. This rock is quite slippy because I think it must have been covered in frost and Obviously it's thawed out. So as ever, just take my time. Might use my hands, but probably don't need to. Anyway, should be up there in 5 minutes. Okay, so that's Ullock Pike done. So I'm just going to carry on along this ridge, which I think is Longside edge. It's the first bit of wind I've had all day, that. Yeah, the views from up here are magnificent. Absolutely fantastic. All the Keswick, Braithwaite, is it Portinscale or something? Newlands Horseshoe, Coaldale Horseshoe. I think that's Helvellyn, right over there. Could be wrong. And as for Skiddaw, well, you don't get all this from the tourist path, I don't think. Look at the bloody bulk of it. It's huge. What a beast. Okay, so I believe this is Longside. Not a great to it, other than a bit of a bump. I don't really want to go too near to the edge. And it's really opened up in front of me now. So I've got two paths. One that curls around up to Skiddaw, which I still really don't like the look of. And one to the right to Carlside.
Yep, do you want a photo? Let me go.
Nah, I'll just touch it.
Yeah, it's not the most exciting summit, is it?
Well, I'd say it's more exciting. Well, no, it's not actually. That one isn't particularly either, is it? Longside.
No, we were thinking about doing that, but we're just going to
I'll find out in a minute.
I mean, it's all right. Just you just won't think it was a Wainwright on its own, really. Same as this as well, I guess. But there you go. Nice views, though.
Yeah. Enjoy the rest of the day.
Cheers, you too. That's some view, that. And that's Carlside done, if you haven't noticed.
You've done that one. Yeah. Well, when we caught the ferry, steep ferry,
That's
steep
it,
down
the
the lake.
surfer.
That's it. We've got off at How Mill.
I'm not looking forward to this. It's like climbing a peak of its own. You can see the way I came up there. All the way up. And now up this. Oh dear. Thankfully it's not that long. And it only seems really steep in about another 300 yards. It's not even the final ascent of the day, because I've got to drop down to Little Man and back up, I think. Bollocks. Well, that was genuinely horrible. Short, sharp and sweet. I don't fancy doing that again, I tell you. Anyway, Skiddaw's just over there, so I'm going to be a naughty boy leave my bag there temporarily, dash over to Skiddaw, touch the summit and just get back, because I don't really want to waste too much time looking for a pitch. I can't remember if I mentioned it, but I could do with some water really, so that would mean dropping down quite a bit. It's only 2 o'clock, so I've got 4 hours, plenty of time, but yeah, amazing views up here. Should shut up really and admire them. Feel like you're on the top of the world. Right, let's get up to Skiddaw. Right, Skiddaw bagged. I think there's another top over there, but pretty sure this is the main one. Pretty windy, pretty cold, so I'm not going to stick around. Back over yonder. Right, so I've just dropped down to the path that goes back up to Little Man. You just follow this fence. I don't know why I'm telling people who probably already know, but yeah, the path seems to just go adjacent to this fence. And I really can't decide what to do after Little Man. I had considered camping here, but it's 2 o'clock, so I've got like 4 hours until sunset really, which is way too much time. But I'm feeling strangely energetic, so I think I'm going to continue on down to Lonscale, and apologies if I'm just repeating myself here, but yeah, continue on down to Lonscale, which I don't think is that far, so I don't know. Might still be too early. Right, Little Man, let's get it done. I mean, how about this for a wild camping spot? It's unreal. You won't get much better pictures than that for its flatness and views. Unreal. I can't set up at 3 o'clock though. No chance. Not this near to a path. I'll find something lower down. Bound to do. But noted for another time. Defo. That's stunning, isn't it? Little Man. Wow, views. Whew. Bit blowy now, like. What a view. What a view. So I'm going to walk over there. I'm going to end up with a not very sexy campsite tonight, I think, at this rate. Although the views looking over there from Lonscale, yeah, they're not bad, to be fair. Not bad at all. So I've just managed to collect some water from a tiny little tarn just on the other side of this fence, which is good. It means I don't have to drop down any lower now to find a place to pitch. So I'm pretty sure I do know where I'm going to pitch. Over there. It's probably a 20-30 minute walk. It's about 3:30, so yeah, by the time I get there, 4 o'clock, I don't mind pitching up at that time. There's people still milling around because clearly it's a popular area and it's a beautiful day, but nobody's bothered. Everybody sees you, you know, with your big pack on. They know what you're doing, they know you're camping. No one gives a crap, to be honest. They all find it quite interesting. So yeah, it's a bit icy up here with the wind. Obviously I should be okay in the tent. Got my Illerberg Unner, which I slept in last night at the campsite. I was a little bit chilly then, so that's worrying. So yeah, I might be sleeping in the clove tonight, using every layer I've got available. Probably should have brought my warmer bag, but I thought, you know, save a few 100 grams. Might regret that, but nah, be right. Anyway, let's go find a place to camp. Well, the wind's died down here. I think that's Jenkin Hill or something. Big massive grassy plateau. Reminds me of the Yorkshire Dales actually. Fairly featureless. As I get back up here, which isn't very far, our view should start opening up again. I can still see Derwent and Catbells, Maiden Moor, High Spy, Robinson, Hinescarf, Bleabury Fell where I camped a couple of months ago, Castle Crag. Could go on all day. Brilliant views. Stupendous. Last ascent of the day, just a small push up here, I think. It is according to the map anyway. Right, just approaching the final Wainwright of the day. I think this is my 6th today, which isn't bad for somebody who's not a Wainwright bagger. Ullock Pike, Carl Side, Longside, Skiddaw, Little Man, and Lonscale. Is that 6? I'm delirious. I think it's 6. Anyway. Right, time to pitch a tent. It's nice that way, but the views are a lot better this way. Only problem is the wind's blowing this direction as well, so it's not mega windy, maybe 20 gusts, 14 constant. But yeah, take your pick here. So many flat grassy spots. I think I might just settle here. Looks as good as anywhere. Right, well, I've got the tent all set up. Excuse me, getting blinded by the sun. Right on the summit, next to, I was going to say Trig, but the cairn, there's some unbelievable spots there, completely flat, really dry. It's like somebody's lawn, but you weren't getting the views that I've got here. So I've dropped down a bit. Seems to be a little bit less windy. I've got a 4G signal and cracking view, so I'm pretty happy. This is magnificent. I really fancy a beer, but I think as soon as I have one, I'll be out like a light. It's only about 4:30, but sod it. I'll get one open. So I've got that end facing into the wind direction, but it's not particularly strong. The wind, that is, not the tent. Everything guyed out. And you probably won't be able to get a good scale of it on this, but I've got cracking view over towards, well, it looks like it's towards Thirlmere, that, and Helvellyn and the Dodds. And over there will be Waller Crag and Bleaberry Fell, where I camped a couple of months ago. Obviously Derwent. I mean, you've seen all these views today, but have another gander. Go on, treat yourself. So I've had to retreat to the tent already. I'm in the quilt, trying to keep warm. Yeah, I was just milling around outside and temperatures just dropped so quickly. I'm in and out of the cloud, so just milling around, everything just gets damp immediately. So yeah, I was a bit concerned about that because my fingers were absolutely freezing. I'm thinking, God, I'm going to struggle to keep warm tonight, because I think I mentioned earlier I've tried to save a bit of weight for this one because I thought it might be a bit taxing. So I'm on the Thermarest Neoware X Lite. I'd normally be on the X Therm, and I've got my Cumulus 250 quilt, which is only comfort rated to 4 degrees. So yeah, I did that because the last couple of times I've used this Unna, as soon as you seal it up, it does raise the temperature quite a bit, so I'm kind of relying on that really. The condensation is going to be shocking, but I've also got this bivvy bag. It's an MSR e-bivvy. So the reason I've brought that was mainly because in the quilt you do tend to get drafts. You can lose the heat that you build up, unlike when you use a bag. So this just kind of helps with that, but obviously it also helps if you get condensation in the tent. So I'm sure I'll be absolutely fine. Sun's just about set, about 6 o'clock. Not sure I'm going to film very much. I'm absolutely knackered. I'll probably get an early night tonight for a change. I've got plenty of food, loads of snacks. I've got boil in the bag, plenty of water, some wine. Oh, got one of these tonight. Even camera went wonky when I got the whiskey out. Yeah, I've got a little whiskey tonight, so just a bit of a nightcap. So I'm just trying to get warmed up in here. This camera could be pointing all over the place. Can't see. Yeah, I'm going to get nice and cosy for a while, and then I'll keep popping my head out, and if I've got the stars and that, I'm sure I'll get out and try and get some footage of that. I did a couple of time lapses. I'm not sure they're great. I probably should stop doing them. They're just a waste of bloody battery, to be honest. But I just do that whilst I'm doing admin and whatnot. Stuff you don't really need to know about. Right, well, I must admit I've done absolutely bugger all since I last spoke to camera. The sky is absolutely amazing, but I've just not got out of here at all. I've been far too snug. So I'm just going to bid you a good night. Hopefully we've got clear skies again in the morning. I brought the drone, so it'd be a shame not to use it. But anyway, yeah, good night, God bless. Might have a bit of a night lapse here. If I do, I'll bang it on now. Good night. Morning. It's about 8 AM, been up an hour. Had a pretty good night's sleep. About 5.5 hours I think I got in total. I woke up a couple of times in the night in a bit of pain in my hip. It's just because I'm a side sleeper, I think. And yeah, just a few ibuprofen through the night and I've slept fine. Absolutely toasty warm. Far warmer than I was expecting. So that's good. Boiled me water, had a coffee, burnt a hole in my footprint, even though I was using the stove on a welder's mat. There we go. So it's kind of clearing. It's a bit grey over Keswick, but the sun just sort of popped up properly. It's meant to clear properly about 9 o'clock. So I'm just going to chill out, stick around for about an hour and a half before I go, because I would like to try and get some drone footage if possible. So I'll come back to you in a bit. Sounds like spring, that. Beautiful sound. So just down there, that grassy mound, that's Trig. It is a Wainwright, one of the smallest ones. And as you can imagine, pretty easy to do if you're staying in Keswick. Pretty fantastic views as well. I think I'm going to miss that one though today. It'd be easy to do because I walked right past it, but I'm not particularly fussed. I might do, but I probably won't. 6 Wainwrights, that's pretty good for me. We'll see when I get down there, but I'm out of water and food now, so that's kind of what I'm most interested in. It's going to be about, I don't know, an hour and a half to get back into Keswick. So yeah, just going to bash on and do that. Best tent I've ever owned, this. I'm saying. I've had quite a few. The space for one person is just absolutely perfect. As you can see, you would fit 2 in there. Yeah, the vestibule's pretty small, but there's a hack. You just unclip that and that, pull it back. You've got a big vestibule there. Yeah, just perfect. Love it. Right then, leave no trace. Last little check. Yeah, definitely leave no trace. So I'm just going to head back over that way, over yonder. Turn left, join the main tourist path. Back into Keswick. All downhill, easy peasy. And this bag, it's like carrying fresh air after yesterday's load, tell you. Right, anyway, off we go. Did pretty well with my camping spot yesterday, because just moving up sort of 50 feet and it's icy cold wind. Hardly got any at all there. I think that was more by luck than design, to be honest. So this obviously isn't the tourist path, but it's on the OS maps and it looks like a pretty decent path. All right. So this is obviously the main tourist path. I'm glad I didn't come up this way. It looks soul destroying. It's always a nice feeling when you're coming down and people are going up as well, isn't it? Yeah, it's steep as this like. So far from easy, despite what you might read about the tourist track. Obviously nothing technical whatsoever, but it's a big pull up, that. Glad I'm going down it. So if you're doing Skiddaw, do it the way I came. It's infinitely better. And I think even Wainwrights said it's the best route up. Yeah, it weren't even that difficult. Apart from the slog up from Carl Side to the summit. But you only suffer for a quarter of an hour there, really. Whereas this, I actually think it'd be worse. Just come to a fork in the path, left up there to Trig, right back down to Keswick. I could go up there and bag it quite easily, but I really can't be bothered. Right, it's just a short stroll back into the centre of Keswick now. Keswick on a Saturday afternoon. So I might as well end the video here. As always, if you've watched, thanks for watching, and hopefully I'll see you on the next one. Ciao.
I said, wide angle lens.